Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So let's dive right in. When you're watching a bathroom renovation, you definitely need to see the before first. And this is what we were dealing with at the beginning. My husband hurt his back, and so in the middle of working our way through doing new flooring and such on this top floor of our home, we got waylaid by that. And so we have had that box with the new toilet and the new vanity sitting in it in our upstairs hallway for quite a while, and it's finally time for us to just go ahead and hire someone to finish this off. We've had this blue flap, which is part of the underlayment that goes under the new flooring, which is the lighter flooring you see on the hallway, that needs to be continued into the bathroom. And this is the bathroom that we are working with. It is a small bathroom, a very standard size. I'm sure lots of you have a bathroom about this size. It's a full bath, but it's not a bathroom with a ton of space. Just a sink, a toilet, a tub, shower, all of that stuff. And this is actually a vinyl flooring that looks like wood. It's the last remaining part of it in our home, and we've already started a few small things like removing some of the trim around the floor, which is why that is pulled off. On this existing vanity, I did not like the orange color that it started out as, so I had done a faux wood treatment on that a while back. And I even started to try and remove this big builder grade mirror by sliding it out, and then realized I wasn't strong enough to lift it up and over the lip that holds it at the bottom. So it's just slid way over. We also have a very noisy and old fan in here, which I would like to replace. And around on this side to the right of the door when you come in, there's this old style medicine cabinet that has another mirror in it, and I think I would just like to completely get rid of that. We're also, as I said, going to be taking out this whole vanity. I really don't like the section of the counter that extends with that skinny shelf to the left. I feel it's a very dated look. And this toilet is functioning, but so short. I'm not sure if you can tell from the videos, but it's more of a child-sized toilet, so we're going to be doing a lot in this bathroom. So as you can see, there's a lot of different things to be addressed in this bathroom, so I'm going to go over briefly the whole plan. First, we need to replace the flooring. We're going to replace the vanity, replace the toilet, put a new mirror, a new light, remove the medicine cabinet, add beadboard. I want to change out the tile, freshen the tub, and I'll show you how I do that. Add a new shower kit and faucets, new hardware, also paint the room. I'm going to paint the door a contrasting color, and obviously redecorate. So I have my hands full, lots to plan and do. Now, the way that I like to wrap my head around some sort of redesign like this is to go somewhere like Canva. It doesn't have to be Canva, but where you have some sort of a whiteboard space that you can use, where you can bring different images in and see how things look together. And so for this, I've just grabbed some screenshots of some typical beadboard, popped those on just so that I can get like a background image of some beadboard that I'm envisioning for the room. And then I'm bringing in screenshots of the various items that I've chosen or am considering, like this vanity that I was looking at, this mirror that I really love, this tilt style mirror, the new toilet, and I'm literally just putting them all on top of each other so I can see how they go together. And this way you can easily swap out elements and see what works and what doesn't. So this is an image again of the tile that I'm considering, even the shower curtain that I'm looking at, and you can layer things through this and make them more to the front or the back, and just layering all the pieces until I get a cohesive looking room that I like the look of. I'm bringing in the hardware, the towels, actually everything. So I'm going to show you more of those details later, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and start the work on the bones of this room. So we hired Alex, a handyman in our area who was excellent. I can leave his info in the description box if anyone in the area is interested. He had the best spirit, and he was just so nice to work with and did a great job. So as you can see, firstly, he was just demoing, taking out the vanity, all of that sort of stuff was hard work. So unfortunately, here where we removed the vanity, there was a pipe that broke, and so there was a leak. So there was some water that our kitchen is below this floor, so our kitchen ceiling has a few stains, but there's a small leak here. The water's off, it's still kind of intermittently dripping, so just have the bowl there, but he's gone to get what he needs to fix this. And so it's a little setback, but not a huge deal. And this is what the room starts to look like after a lot of the initial demo is done, just down to the bare floor. The floor is gone, the vanity is gone, the sink is gone, all of that. And just for a point of interest, you can see the beige color that this room was at some point in the past. You can see our white over it. Things don't look at their best for sure at this stage, but I know that it's going to look better. I love that the medicine cabinet is gone. I think that that will just kind of open up that side by the sink over there. And this is just Alex working some more. He's adding the beadboard first, and then he's going to go back and do the flooring and the vanity and such. We have some beadboard going in. Yay! I love the look of beadboard, and I'm excited to see it done floor to ceiling in this room, which I haven't done before. So it's not done yet, obviously. We still have some areas to do. And then at the end of this process, we'll be hopefully replacing the tile, and I figured we would go all the way to the ceiling back there. So we're leaving the beadboard off from that area so that whole thing can be tile. But I am excited, one step at a time, right? We have underlay, woo! And I was in and out through this process doing other things, and I do have a full-time job as well, so I caught as much as I could, but I started to notice when Alex was putting the vanity together, which was exciting for me to start seeing that. Okay, so today, day 3, we have the flooring completed and going on into this bathroom. That was the last room with vinyl, so I'm happy to see it gone and all of our new flooring here. So the vanity is newly put together today, and you have to put every piece of that together since it's from the box, so it took a while, but he did that really well. The new faucet is on and the drain and all of that. The vanity isn't in place yet because he needs to do a few more things to the wall and the trim, but it's just kind of in place, so that's nice to see. I really like this vanity because it's just a simple ceramic top, which is what I wanted for in here, something really durable but just clean and pretty looking. I love the black. This cabinet has lots of storage in it too, which I like. So this door has 2 different little racks here with these bars, so you could put bottles and store those really neatly. There's room inside beyond that as well. This top one is a deep drawer, and then a single one here, as well as I really like this one across the bottom, and you'll have to excuse the dust because it's newly assembled. It's not quite finished yet, but this one across the bottom would be really cute for like rolled up towels. I'm gonna make one change to this vanity, which is to switch out these knobs, which is always so easy to do. Now these are from Wayfair, who is sponsoring today's video. Thank you to Wayfair. They really carry everything for these renovation type needs. The vanity, these knobs, the beautiful tilt style mirror that I picked, and even our tile for the shower are all from Wayfair. I love their diverse and affordable selection, and I love the fast shipping too. I wanted to have the primary metal in here be brushed nickel like these, and so I'm saving brass tones for my accent metal. With Alex's parts all done, it's time to turn our attention toward getting the tile replaced and updating the tub itself. Okay, so this is the tile that we've picked out for this bathroom. It is called the Chloe Handmade Look Ceramic Wall Tile, and so I'm going to show you closer actually. It's glossy. It's got a nice subtle mixture of white tones when you're looking throughout the boxes, and I love that it's got a little bit of a wabi sabi-ness to it, just a bit, so that it has that handmade look. So my plan is to install this vertically to draw the eye up since it's a small space, and I also think straight stacked like this for a very clean, non-busy look, and I'm hoping you can see the shine on this. I'm really excited to see these in place. I'm going to leave the link in the description box so you can check them out on Wayfair. Now for the tile work, we hired someone that Alex recommended, which was Carlos the tile guy. Again, I'll link his information if you're local. He did a great job on the tile as well. And so as soon as one part of the bathroom looks clean and neat, we're tearing it up again on the other side, but that's just the nature of things. So you can see now that this is all out, and we're also going to be adding a little shower cubby on this side, which I'm excited about. So again, I was back and forth through this process doing other things, but I did try and capture some of it for you. And the guys really know what they're doing. Again, I'm putting my tile in a vertical straight stack, and I think that in the end it will look really good, keeping in mind that tile always looks a lot better once it's grouted. Because they're putting in this cubby, this like inset box for me for shampoos and that sort of stuff, which I'm really excited about. I've never actually had one like that before. And so here's the tile though. It's looking really good so far. And then I guess they have to put the hardware on still. That would be last, which would make sense. It's all the way to the ceiling. You can see the variation in the different tiles. Some are darker, some are lighter. So I'm excited to see how this box is gonna look once it's done. And then I guess they will finish going up on that side. So we placed these side by side with no spacer so that the lines in between would be as narrow as possible. But even with them being super narrow lines, I think it's amazing the difference that ungrouted versus grouted makes, because the dark spaces in between these tiles really makes the whole thing look a lot more busy and separated. But just wait until you see the final result here with the white grout in so that they are more seamless. I think that these turned out so beautiful, and this is a rainy day, but you can still see the shine just from the light that I'm using, and these really have a lot of gloss and they are so beautiful. I think definitely check out this tile if you're considering retiling something. So now that the tile is installed, it looks beautiful. I need to turn my attention to this tub though. This tub is just a standard bathtub, you know, like a builder grade tub, and this one is kind of old. It's probably original to the house from the late 80s. So I've cleaned it, but it still doesn't look that great. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but it's just not very bright white. It definitely looks kind of dingy compared to the nice clean tile. And so what I'm going to be doing is using this kit on it, and I've used this once more. This is a tub and tile refinishing kit, and so it's basically a paint mixed with an epoxy hardener. You put the parts together and it's just going to give it a nice clean white finish over top that's going to be water safe, of course. I have used this kit on a utility sink before and it worked really well. It's very similar to the one that Rust-Oleum sells, the tub and tile refinishing kit, which I've also used before. So I'm going to just give it one more clean, make sure any dust is gone, and then I'm going to give it a wipe down with this bottle of mineral spirits, like just a splash on a rag, and clean it with that just to make sure I have any remaining dust, and then I'll be good to start my kit. You should definitely wear a mask when you're going to be doing a kit like this because of the epoxy in it. It does have a fairly strong smell. So a mask, and also I'm just wearing a pair of safety goggles, albeit really loosely. They're kind of coming off of my face, but just in case I were to splatter some paint and it went towards my face, it would be nice for it not to get in my eyes, was my thought. So I'm taping off everything before I start here because I definitely don't want to get any of this paint epoxy onto the brand new tile or onto the brand new floor or anything like that. So taking some extra time at the beginning while you're prepping could save you some cleanup or stress towards the end. So for this kit, it's very simple. You just take the packet that has the hardener in it and mix it into the container of paint and stir it around, and that's really all it takes to get started. If you can paint, you can do one of these kits. I've used one before, I think twice. It's worked very well in the past, held up really well. It turns very hard and very durable, so I would recommend these sort of kits for sure. And like I said, very simple. It comes with a brush, it comes with a roller, so you can use the brush on the little crevices and the corners, and then just use the roller and go all the way around and just simply paint the surface. That's all there is to it. I ended up doing, I think, 3 coats on this just because you do want it to look nice and finished, and one of these kits did all 3 of those coats on this tub. So if that helps you to know kind of how far these go. One thing that I would do differently if I was doing this tub again would be I would not start from the right and work to the left like I was. I would start from the back side of the tub and just come forward. That way my arm isn't going over areas that are already wet. I would just be coming forward. But that's what I did on my second coat and my third coat, which were really just lighter, faster coats at that point. But you can see the difference that this makes on this tub is huge. It makes it look so much better. So highly recommend a product like this. This is after the first coat, and one tip that I did that my husband actually thought of was to remove the tape for each coat, so the tape was never like having dried epoxy and paint over it. I removed it as soon as I finished each coat and retaped each time. That way it wasn't hard to get off at the end. And this is the final result after all 3 of the coats. I think that it looks amazing. It looks like a brand new tub instead of looking like a very old tub. And so I think this was well worth the time. You do have to wait for 7 days before you can fully use this and get it all the way wet. So now it's time to show you how this all came together, but before we can do that, we do need to look at the before footage again, just to remind ourselves not only the state of my hallway with those boxes in it, But the bathroom itself with the older tile, the builder grade oversized mirror, the vanity with that little arm sticking over to the left was very 80s. My half finished projects of the light being half apart, the medicine cabinet, everything looked pretty shabby, but now it looks so much better, and I have that one decorative piece in my mind, I don't know about you, that I know where I want it, so I just stuck that one thing in there for now, that little hydrangea. But this is how the room turned out as a whole. Now this is at its bare bones stage. I still have to paint the walls, I'm going to repaint the ceiling, the door, the trim, also going to add all my hardware, add my textiles and my other decorative touches. But this is where we are so far for part one. I'm loving the way it looks. I love the depth that the black cabinetry brings in here, and I'm glad I went with that option. It will also be so easy to touch up if it gets dinged or anything like that, since it's black, very easy to take care of, as well as the countertop, especially with a child using this bathroom. Here's some vertical footage for you because it's very hard to capture in a small space with just horizontal shots, but I love the light that this little window lets into the bathroom. I think that's probably the best feature of the bathroom that I had, and it's really enhanced by all of this beautiful tile work. I really like this cubby that they added into the shower as well. I would definitely go for that if you're deciding to redo yours. Definitely add that little feature. I love the vintage charm of the tilt style mirror, as well as the light that I chose above the vanity and the shape of the various hardware and faucets that are on so far. I think it works together pretty well. So let me know in the comments how you enjoyed this makeover. Tune back in next week for part 2 with all the fun details, and I hope that everyone watching has a fantastic week, and I'll see you at the next video.